not share your ideas too early because the copycat machine is going to come and take your ideas. And we have seen it unfold within our own eyes, that you've said an idea and they come out and they try to do it. And the reason why Nevis is struggling right now is because this is the idea, but they do not understand it. They do not understand it, and so they cannot implement it properly. And so we are saying you need a government that can bring fresh ideas, new ideas, and can implement the ideas. Because when you look at your NRP candidates, and you look at the work that each of us would have done over the years, you know we're not coming in to show pretty socks. You know we're not coming in to cook for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You know that we're not coming in to read eulogies. You know that we're not coming in to We are coming in because we know what it takes. And
coming in hot.
We are coming in because we understand that your government has a responsibility to provide job opportunities for our people. We understand that your government has a responsibility to make sure that our education system is intact, to ensure that our health care is intact. And most importantly, we need a government that can appeal to investors. You need leadership that is trustworthy. You need leadership that can build relationships, that can build partnerships, that can work closely with our sisters across in St. Kitts. You need leadership that is not going to be destabilizing our political environment. You need to have leadership that understands. We are working for you. We are your servants. We need leadership that understands. It is not about enriching ourselves. It is not about empowering ourselves. You need a government that understands the true meaning of our motto, country above self. Country above self. And it must always be for the best interest of the people and not for us. So to you, my people, I'm saying to you, on December 12th, early out, on December 12th, you're not going to have this opportunity again. Next 5 years, we cannot continue. So on December 12th, you start in number 1 with J.D. Keynes. You start with J.D. Keynes in number 1, new parliamentarian for Charlestown. We come up to number 2 for Dr. Patricia Bartlette. And you know, when you come up to number 3, history is going to be made. You know, so much history is going to be made in this election. Because on December 12th, Rohan Isles is going to be the new parliamentary representative. Rohan Isles in number 3. In number 5, we are going to keep our queen on the throne in St. Thomas's.
All on board.
And I tell you, in number 4, yours truly will bring to the people of Nevis, bring to the people of St. James's representation.
No,
Yours truly. I said to you, it is going to be an historic day on December 12th. It's going to be a historic day on December 12th. When they went from who want all, get none at all. And who had none is going to get all. And I'm going to say to you, on December 12th, be a part of the change. Be a part of the change.
Roast them out. Roast them out. Roast them out. Roast them out.
Do not get left behind. Do not get left behind. Be a part of the change. Come out, early out, and for the first time, we are going to show a voter turnout in Nevis of unprecedented numbers. Because this is the time. This is the time. This is the time when the ground is going to be more than the air. This is the time when the ground is going to bring it home because we need change. We must have change. Change is going to come. It's been a long time. Long time coming. Thank you. Change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Our symbol is a bottle. Our symbol is a bottle. You go to the polls on election day and you vote for the bottle. Everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Good night, everybody.
City Premier dear. City Premier dear. Take a look at the premiere. Watch the premiere go. Get familiar with the premiere. Get familiar. Get to hobnob with the premiere. Yes. Let's hear it for Janice Daniel Hodge, new and next premier of the country. Yes. I want to welcome our Spanish friends with us and say to them, vamos a ganar el lunes que viene. La máquina verde sirve a ustedes. Sin duda, vamos a ganar la máquina verde el lunes, el 12 de diciembre. Vamos a ganar. Vamos a ganar. Y vota con nosotros, vamos a ganar sin duda. Brothers and sisters, we are on a roll. Do you agree with me? We're on a roll. Someone just said to me, this is like days of old in Brown Pasture. When we come down like a mighty army for the Nevis Reformation Party.
All on board! All on board! All on board! This is the Seeker Soul Bargain Trade.
And to keep it going, we bring the man from Gingerland. Lord, I tell you, Rohan in Gingerland. Rohan is the man for Gingerland. Lord, they tell me that Rohan has to open up all of Gingerland because in Gingerland the library is closed, the market is closed. The community, there's no community center there. And so, poor Rohan, Lord, he got a lot of work to do. Because he has to open Gingerland. open the market, open the health center, open Old Manor Hotel. Well. And so I want you to join me in welcoming Mr. Rohan Michael Isles. Rohan Michael Isles. Bring him to the platform of the Nevis Reformation.
Yeah, I'm representing for the NRP. Remember, this is Rohan Michael. A better way for the youths and prospering people. Listen to the people, listen. Hey, yo, Nevis, begging you, please your vote for Rohan Michael today.
Gingerland representative. Look at him.
Right away. Yeah. We build Gingerland. We do good, no pressure can pull me back. No get to you, now go starve. Vote for NRP, I get good food in your pot now.
How can I help? No, Rohan Michael, I'm here to help.
Never do nothing wrong. The miss committed, dedicated and so strong. Get to use.
2. Brown Pasture, good night. Brown Pasture, good night. Well, how ain't happy nice, sir? How ain't happy nice, sir? Boy, you look good, you look good, you look good. You look good. It is good to be in Brown Pasture. And it is good to be among NRP supporters. It is good to be among NRP friends and well-wishers. I have come to Brown Pasture just as I did in Brown Hill and I did in Bath to support the next representative from the great parish of St. John's, Dr. Patricia Bartlette. Friends, it is easy to support Dr. Bartlette, not because she's my colleague, and not because she's my family, but because I understand that Dr. Bartlette represents the hope that many of us are looking for. Dr. Bartlette represents the very best of the Division dream. It is Dr. Bartlette who will once again restore the goodness that is the St. John's parish. St. John's and Dr. Bartlette, there is a representative that is looking out for your best interest. There is a representative that is looking out for the best interests of your children and your children's children. In Dr. Bartlette, there is an ally, there is a partner, there is someone you can trust. And as a result of that, I know on the 12th day of December, from Brown Hill to Bath, from Cherry Garden to Prospect, and on to Bath Plain, you are moving with Dr. Bartlette because it is victory for the NRP number 2.
Walk like a champion, talk like a champion, sound like a champion. Say we are champion. Walk like a champion, talk like a champion, sound like a champion.
Let me take a moment and say good night to the wonderful people of constituency number 3. From Rollins to Hard Times to Rices to Hanley's Road to Zion. Gingerland, I want to say to you tonight, thank you. I want to say thank you in advance for opening up your hearts and your homes. Because when I began this journey, friends, they said, where Isles go? Isles in from Gingerland. Nobody in Gingerland gonna vote for he. Somebody even say if I get 10 votes, so lucky. But you see what happened to some people, Gingerland? Gingerland, they have been accustomed to keeping you in one place. They have been accustomed to keeping you at the begging stage. They have been accustomed to treating you like you are nobody. And the NRP has said unto you, we are bringing proper representation. We are bringing a candidate who believes in you. We are bringing representation that says it is time for you to move. It is time for you to elevate. It is time for you to walk into a new prosperity.
It's just the pressure.
That is why I have come.
They feel the pressure.
Gingerland, oh my Gingerland. They didn't see it coming. They didn't believe it could come. And I can remember on August 5th in the general elections, we had people staking out polling stations. They said they have never seen the people like that watching because they couldn't understand. Some of them couldn't sleep. Some of them couldn't believe. But when you believe in people, when you grant people hope, when you give people an idea that something good is about to happen in their lives, they move like a mighty army. And Gingerland is ready for a new direction. My friends in Gingerland, when I came, I took my time. I mellowed my energy because I wanted you to hear me. I wanted you to understand that at this time in your development, you require an individual who doesn't just see you, but a person who hears you, feels you, and understands your struggles. A person who is going to encourage you to move from A to B. A person who is going to call you to bring out your very best. Because when the dust settles in Gingerland, there will be no prosperity in Nevis unless it is coming through number 3. Gingerland, rise up, everybody, and accept that you are the king.
Everybody up, love a look, yeah, give them out, yeah.
My friends, the journey has been a difficult one at times. It is not easy when you have to hear things about you that are not true. It is never easy when your family becomes a part of the political fray. But I want to tell you, Gingerland, God doesn't make mistakes. God doesn't make mistakes. And my arrival in Gingerland is a divine intervention. It is purpose-filled. It is driven by a love for you. My arrival in Gingerland is appointed and anointed. And that is why I know that on the 12th day of December, you and I are marching to victory.
Watch the creeper. Carnival man gon' clean up. Everybody whip. Everybody whip. Everybody whip. Everybody whip.
Over the campaign trail, my friends, I've said unto you that this is your time. This is your time because you have earned it. It is your time because a new prosperity calls you to embrace the change you desire. It is your time because you have suffered long and hard in the vineyards. You have taken on the victimization. You have taken on the hurt. You have taken on the nepotism. But yet you stand firm as strong people, willing to move forward with the NRP. And so tonight, my friends, I want you, like the phoenix, to rise from the ashes of this burnt government, soar like eagles, and rise to the mountaintop, because your day is coming on the 13th of December.
Better days are coming, coming, change your ways. Better
better days are coming, change your ways.
My friends, what a time it is to be a supporter of the Nevis Reformation Party. My friends, what a time it is to be in a vision. What a time it is to be a resident that calls Nevis home. And the reason that is because under this new dispensation of NRP, this umbrella, this new umbrella welcomes all. It is a place where you can be comfortable. It is a place where you can be you. It is a place where you can live unafraid, where you can support whoever you want to support and live knowing that we are not coming after you. Understand this, my friends. This government has been a government filled with failure. It has been a government filled with hurt and anger and disappointment. There have been little sacrifice for our people. The sacrifices we have seen have been for men who continue to line their pockets and to favor their friends and those who support them. It has been difficult. It has been difficult for single families. It has been difficult for single mothers. It has been difficult for the indigent. And it has been difficult for the vulnerable. Today, from the belly of the beast that is CCM, we have recognized that the ship is sinking.
This is an SOS from the Trinidad. Location 7 miles off the coast of Venezuela. SOS, SOS, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough.
Today we got a full understanding of why this government failed. Because you see, when you disrespect the anointed, things can't work with you. When you seek to disrespect people, things can't work with you. Many of us wondered what was wrong with the gentleman. But today we found out that he had long been the disrespecter we came to recognize. Can you imagine that in a government where an individual was hard at work for the people, doing things to elevate people, making sure that the vulnerable, the women and children among us were safe, ensuring they had food to eat, looking after their best interest. She was sidelined while those who misappropriated and filtered government funds to themselves were given cheers of opportunity.
When they have power and authority, they don't give a damn about nobody. Prostituting the island to all and sundry, they peddling my people's right.
My friends, when it start bad, you end bad. How can you want to tell us about respect of women when in your own home, in the cabinet of government, your home on the political stage, you have no charity for your colleague, a woman? How is it that you ask people to support you when in your own home in St. John's you have no respect for your opponent, a woman who has given years of her life to service? But I want to ask you though, how is it that there is one woman who has not spoken a word of condemnation for the things the leader has done?
Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Get rid of them.
That kind of position, my friends, cannot be supported. And so St. Thomas says, you know what to do. St. Thomas says, you know what to do. You have to reject that kind of mentality. And it is time for you to ensure the return of Cleone in number 5. Nothing could come good from this government. And that is why we see that this geothermal fluff is all bluff. And there is no real substance and intent to grant geothermal unto our people. Let me tell you if you don't know. That the Honorable, well, the fella there has been on this geothermal journey for 20 years. Hear me good. 20 years. In 2004, the OS produced a report to which the gentleman was a signatory. 2004. Later on, when he recognized the NRP was serious about geothermal, he began a campaign against geothermal. He said that geothermal could cause an earthquake. This is the same guy who was signatory to a study on geothermal. He wasn't satisfied, and so they decided that they would write to the Barbados, to the embassy in Barbados. They would write to as far as the Americas to ensure that the NRP could not get any support with the Exim Bank. Well, how now? Can you want to bring geothermal when you killed it in its tracks? How? What credibility do you have to tell the visions about geothermal? I've said before and I'll say it again. He said he will flip the switch on geothermal. The guy has pulled the plug. The guy has pulled the plug. But the visions, there is hope yet in Janice Daniel Hodge, the next Premier of Nevis, to bring forth to you geothermal. And I want you to understand. I want you to understand what it means to have geothermal. If they had loved Nevis, if they had believed in the visions, they would have worked with us. They would have continued on, because geothermal would have meant more money in your pockets. It would have meant growing economy. It would have meant direct foreign investment so that our young people can be employed. Look at our situation now. Every year, hundreds of our students come out of school without any employment opportunities. Geothermal could have provided for that. So many of our families are struggling because they have no jobs, there is no income. Food. No income, they can't pay their utilities. And so they sit on their beds and they wonder. Geothermal could have provided for them. I want you to understand that geothermal represented a gold opportunity for our people. And what happened? We decided to play politics. We decided to play politics. And I want you to understand, since geothermal can't come under them, you have got to change the government. You have got to change the government.
Better days are coming, change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain the same. Better days are coming.
This is a government of failure. You spend $6 million on a facility in Oli. And I do hope our friends that came home experienced the Oli facility. And I hope that you saw what we were speaking about. $6 million in a modern era. And the only thing you can put down is a pier. And then tell the visions, what are you making noise for the boats can dock? This government doesn't like you. When it can tell you to accept mediocrity, when it can tell you to accept less than, and you should be satisfied. $6 million? Look at what is going on around us. Anguilla is putting down a brand new terminal, and it is a terminal filled with amenities, an arrival lounge, a departure lounge, gas fuel services, water services. What are we in this country? What are we in this country that our government can look at us, spend our money, and tell us to accept what they have given us. We go to the Munda surface and they say the children can run. And that's it. You should not ask for anything else. Our children run at inter-primary and their change rooms are tents. The bathroom facilities are almost a half a mile from where they are. There are no coverings for our patrons. But that is good enough for you. That is good enough for you because as far as they're concerned, children can run on the surface. There is no equipment there. And as a result of that, we can't host regional international meets. As a people, you deserve the very best of what your money can give. This is a government that has spent $20+ million and 5 years on a hospital. 20 million of your dollars. And they slap on a coat of paint on the outside to let the visitors and the returning nationals feel like something is happening. Nothing is on the inside. You have got to, on the 12th day of December, wholesomely reject that kind of philosophy.
All on board. This is the seeker soul. All on board.
My people, NRP supporters, that day is coming. The golden opportunity and the golden hour is upon you. It is soon time for you to return to the polls and send a clear signal that it is time for them to go. It is time for them to shut up shop, pack their bags, leave the offices, for the NRP is coming to restore peace, progress, and prosperity.
Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Get rid of them.
Over the past weeks, we have heard that the NRP like to cuss. For some reason, we have become the cussing party. When there is nothing for them to say, they cuss and talk about roads. Well, since we like to cuss, let me cuss tonight. Gingerland, let me start with you. Because I need you to understand that the things you desire are coming. The public market is coming. The public market is coming, renewed and renovated. Our health services complex is coming. Our modern dental unit is coming. We are looking at road networks in Rollins. Housing opportunities are coming. Nevis, there is a development plan for sporting facilities. All of them, not just some of them. And so we are going to have to finish them on the track. We are going to have to begin work at the El Camino Tonito Village Park. We are going to have to build out stands and stadiums across Nevis. And so when they talk about plans and policies, that is what we are. When they talk about programs, that is what we are. Because our programs are designed to ensure that our young people are in positions to prosper. Here's the left. And I am glad. I am glad. My friends, there has been a difficult period for our friends from across the region. Because I understand that they are being told a lot of lies. They say we're going to deport them. They say we're going to deport them. Well, it's just that I was going to go to. The only people we're deporting is going to be the system out of government. We are deporting them from number 1. We are deporting them from number 2. We are deporting them from number 3, number 4, and number 5.
Kick them off the wall. Kick them off the wall. Kick them off the wall. This one gon' make them ball. When we kick them like a ball. Kick them like a ball. Kick them like a ball.
over the past year and a half, you would have heard that foolish refrain, ignore the noise. Ignore the noise. Are we to ignore the noise while our families struggle? Are we to ignore the noise when seemingly only one firm on Nevis can get work to do legal representation? Are we to ignore the noise when our women are disrespected? Are we to ignore the noise when our young people can't find them? Ignore the noise while our economy fails. Are we to ignore the noise? I want to take a brief moment and I want to talk to young people and single mothers. To our young people, I understand your frustrations. To our young people, I understand that you have dreams and aspirations. To our young people, I know you want housing. And I know you want to be able to be in a position to take care of your families. I know you want to go off to university to get an education. I understand that there is a deep desire for employment. I want to tell you tonight that the power to achieve all those things is in the palm of your hand. It is in your hand because you can determine the direction this island goes leading up to December 12th and thereafter. You have the power to determine your representation. You have the power to determine whether you want a party that is going to actively look at how they can prosper you. Or are you looking for a party that is set to leave you where you are? I understand, our young mothers, you have said to our colleagues that you won't vote. You won't vote unless you get some money to vote. And I understand. It is because of the difficulty you find yourself in that you feel you need a quick handout. But we don't want to just give you a helping hand for a few days. We want to give you a future that you can look forward to. A future that your children and your children's children can look forward to. We want to put you in a position to enjoy your present and to have a future that you can be comfortable with. The NRP and its candidates, we are ready to help you. We are ready to put you in a position to prosper. Give yourself a chance. On the 12th day of December, vote for you. Take a moment. Reflect on your past 9 years. And I can guarantee you, when you see what your life has been, you will have no choice but to vote for the Nevis Reformation Party.
It's been a long time coming, but I know change gon' come. Oh, yes it will.
Change is on its way. Change is on its way. And the change that is on its way is going to bring Nevis to the front of the classroom. We are once again going to be the Queen of the Caribbean. Our people are once again going to be happy. We are going to have a buoyant economy. We are going to have employment opportunities. There is going to be job creation, cleaner, cheaper energy. Our people can once again have money in their pockets. It is your time. Prosperity calls you to accept the change that is near.
It's been a long time coming, but I know change gon' come.
And as I leave you, as always, I have come to you as a humble young man from a quiet village called Bansgut. A young man whose mother instilled in him a dream. A dream that one day he will rise from the ashes of poverty and exclusion. My friends, today, that dream brings hope. It is that hope that brings me here before you. It is that hope that gives me the desire to serve. It is that hope that allows me to provide inspiration. I want you to take that inspiration. Stand firm in your life and know that a change is coming to you. Prosperity is knocking on your door. Opportunities are at your doorstep. Open up your door. Let us in and look at what we can do.
It's been a long time coming, but I know change gon' come. Oh, yes it will. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gon' come.
For those of you who have children and those of you who love children, those of you who have grandchildren, I want you to remember this. That when you vote on the 12th of December, I want you to remember that we are the protectors of our children's present and the guardians of their future. Good night. Thank you. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow in Fountain. Enjoy the rest of the night.
Gingerland people, you hear the man? Gingerland people, you ready for the man? Gingerland people, that's the man. That's the man. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason why we have this election is to add to the number of people in the parliament. We have one so far, and she is lonely in there, so we are going to put some more people in the parliament come Monday morning. Come more. How many more we want? 4 more. All of them must go to the parliament. They deserve the support of the people of Nevis. And so, brothers and sisters, we are going to call to speak to you the lone representative in the parliament in Nevis of the Nevis Reformation Party, Cleon Stapleton Simmons. Let's welcome her. It is St. Thomas's for sure. St. Thomas's for sure. St. Thomas's for sure. Let us hear from Cleon. St. Thomas's for sure.
I say we tired. Oh Lord, people tired. We want a change, we tired. Oh yo yo. I say we tired and we tired and we tired and we tired and we can't take it again. I'm on we tired and we tired and we tired and we tired and we can't take it again. So we moving forward, forward, forward. Move the country forward, forward, forward. With NRP forward, forward, forward. Oh we go way forward, forward, forward. Too long.
St. Thomas's.
It's lies and mama guys. Too long. Empty promises in my eyes. Too long. You ignoring the people cry.
St. Thomas's, bring your representative. St. Thomas's, bring your representative. The representative
Good night, good night, good night. That's it. Good night, good night, good night.
Good night, St. John's. Good night to the good people of Pasture. Good night, NRP family. Wow, I'm so impressed by this crowd this evening. NRP family, you have energy. I can tell that victory is near.
Yep, good to go.
Cutie, what you say? You see, NRP, we are ready to be militant because this time is definitely the Nevis Reformation Party time.
Coming in hot. Coming in red hot.
You see, my friends, I have come this evening to give support to my colleague, Dr. Patricia Bartlette. She is the candidate for St. John's, and she definitely will be the next parliamentary representative